Welcome back to the Breakfast Show 2. Joining me this morning is Sergeant Clark Parrott from the Missouri State Highway Patrol to talk a little bit about safety when it comes to motorized vehicles like motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs, those type of things. Lots of people are obviously on them this time of the year because it's summer. That's the best time to drive those things. But I feel like when it comes to those type of vehicles, you just have to be extra careful.
Yeah, especially with motorcycles.
Yeah.
One, people aren't used to seeing one headlight coming at them, and a lot of times the operators will have on dark clothing, black, jeans, boots, things like that. So we encourage people, make sure that you're wearing some type of high visibility, just so that you stand out, and make sure that you're wearing a helmet. I know Missouri does not have a helmet law, but one of the things that we have seen over the last couple of years is since the helmet law was repealed in Missouri, our fatalities involving motorists has risen. We had 151 fatalities last year because motorcyclists, and the chances of being seriously injured or killed in a traffic crash on a motorcycle go up about 28%. So we just encourage people to make sure that you're doing everything safe, especially on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But if you're in a four-wheel vehicle, a car, a truck, or whatever, pay attention. Be always aware of a two-wheel vehicle coming at you, and a lot of people like to get out on the back roads and ride, and that's beautiful to do at this time of the year. But also be mindful, people are out cutting hay or grass or whatever. There could be grass on the roadway, and that could be a slippery surface. So just be mindful of that while you're out and about.
Yeah, and especially for people who aren't even riding those types of vehicles, it's the other people on the road too that are just in their normal truck or their car. They need to be mindful of that motorcycle on the road as well. Yeah. It's not just the motorcyclists that have to be the ones that have to be super careful.
Yeah, and we need to share the road. We need to understand that everybody's going to be out there. We need to make sure that we're giving them plenty of distance, and again, the motorcycles also have some say in this.
Oh yeah.
Don't be cutting in and out of traffic. Don't be waving, especially with some of the sport bikes. And again, if we can, we need to wear a helmet. I get Missouri does not have the helmet law, but anything that we can do to make our roadway safer is going to help. And on UTV, ATV safety, we encourage people, one, get a course. Go to a certified course. Talk to your dealer that you're going to buy your machine from, and see if they have some training available. A side-by-side or a four-wheeler is not an appropriate babysitter for an 8-year-old. And we tragically have seen multiple traffic crashes across not just southeast Missouri, but across our country, where young individuals are operating machines that'll go upwards of 60, 70 miles an hour, and they don't know how to handle that. We have seen, UTVs and ATV crashes in southeast Missouri with fatalities, people operating them just like a motor vehicle. They can do that up to a certain point, but even the manufacturers, the tires for off-road use only.
Right.
So, and I get it, they're fun. They're a great thing. There was a big event over the weekend in Poplar Bluff, and everybody went and played in the mud. Yeah. That's a great time. But we have to do it wisely and safely.
And is there, when it comes to those ATVs and UTVs, is there an age limit on those? Is it like driving a car?
Well, once they hit the highway or any type of public roadway, gravel road, county road, or whatever, they have to have a valid operator's license. Okay. And that's the thing, is people will put a 10-year-old, 12-year-old on these machines and let them drive across the county, go over to aunt and uncles or whatever. They're operating a motor vehicle. They are using that as a motor vehicle to get from point A to point B. So they have to have a motor vehicle. But if we're riding a four-wheeler, and that's where it gets kind of muddy, because there's four-wheeler side-by-sides, UTVs, ATVs, and it can get a little convoluted at times. So if you're under 16, you better have an operator's license if you're going to operate one on the roadway. Not in your farm field. You can do whatever you want to there. Right. But once you hit the public roadways, you have to have a driver's license.
What would you say would be your best advice to someone who may be out on their motorcycle or these other types of vehicles during the summertime? What would that one piece of advice you would want to leave someone with?
Be safe. And I know that's one word is a bit much, but wear a helmet, especially even on side-by-sides, ATVs, this and that, because a tree limb can hit you or things like that. But be aware, especially if you're out driving these gravel roads, be aware that a side-by-side could come out of a cornfield or a four-way intersection on gravel road that does not have any signs. ATVs, side-by-sides can come through there at any time. So just be mindful of those things.
Right.
Pay attention. Always expect to see an ATV or a side-by-side.
Yeah, and it's the summertime, so lots of people are going to be out. They're going to be enjoying themselves. So we have to do our part, the people that are not on those vehicles, to also watch the road and make sure that we aren't doing anything to hurt another person that is on the road. So great information. Thank you, Sergeant Clark Parrott. We always appreciate you coming in and giving us some safety tips. We'll be back in just a few minutes.